Uncle Strilchuk. Starting in 2010, Michael Shatter cycled around the world for Ride Don't Hide, his international tour and movement to battle mental illness stigma. Here's my video about Michael, his ride, and his own battle with mental illness. What inspired you to raise awareness to mental illness and the stigma around it?
Well, I went through a little depression and bipolar episodes while I was younger. And I found the disease itself wasn't that debilitating, but the stigma, the shame, the prejudice that surrounds mental illness was actually, for me, very difficult. And it was that point that I decided someday I would try cycling around the world, doing my little bit to help fight the stigma that surrounds mental illness.
What was the most challenging part of your journey?
Well, you'd probably think it was the 40,000 kilometers cycling in the 33 countries, but yeah. To be honest, the hardest part was to first acknowledge to people outside of my close friends and family that I was dealing with mental illness. So, which probably speaks to the absurdity that the stigma that surrounds mental illness is and how powerful it is. So I found it very difficult to go to my employer, to publicly speak out about it in the media. This was the most challenging part of Ride Don't Hide.
As of May 2012, how much money have you raised so far?
We've raised about $92,000.
What do you plan to do with the funds?
All of the funds have always gone to the Canadian Mental Health Association BC branch towards their youth education programs. So for high school students, teachers, parents, to become aware and more educated about mental illness.
How did you feel when you first heard about Michael Shatter raising money for CMHA BC and through his Ride Don't Hide campaign?
Well, I really hoped he'd make it because stigma is the greatest barrier in mental health. As you know, 1 in 5 people are touched by a mental health issue, and 2/3 of those people don't go for treatment or don't even talk about what they're feeling or what they feel is wrong because of the stigma. And if we could get rid of that, I think we'd make great leaps forward.
How is the Vernon District CMHA going to continue Michael's cause?
We're going to start a ride here in Vernon. Our first ride will be this September. The ultimate goal is for all of the branches in BC to do a ride in June to keep the momentum going.
How can the youth in Canada help your cause?
Well, if you're trying to help my cause directly, then probably come out for one of the rides if you like biking and you like the sunshine and that sort of stuff. But more importantly, I think if there's any youth out there that are dealing with a mental illness or are feeling a little bit blue or feeling a little bit out of sorts, I recommend that they not feel embarrassed or ashamed of what they're going through or who they are, and to speak to their parents, speak to their counselor, speak to their doctor about how they're feeling, and for goodness sakes, to remember there's nothing to be ashamed about. Canada's come a long, long way in accepting mental illness.